Hello Aries, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, friends. We are inching closer and closer to the end of the year. How are you, my fire family? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. I am here to do a reading for the week ahead. As you know, if you've been here before for my Aries Ride or Die, you know that I always read for the week ahead. If you are brand new and you've never been here before and you're just rolling up on all these shenanigans, welcome. There is a subscription button in the bottom right-hand corner should you decide to stay. We're just using tarot this week. Aries, let's find out what's going on for you in the week ahead, Aries. The week ahead is December 31st and then 6 days of January 2025. And that's if you're seeing this real time. If you're seeing this any other time, it will always be for the week ahead, whether you get it today, tomorrow, or next year. Tell me about Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aries, please. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Something's growing here, Aries. Could be a friendship, could be a family. We have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. Let's keep going here. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Ace of Swords. And we've got the World card. So Aries, you know what I think is going on here? Pardon me. Excuse me. Aries, what I think is going on here is that I feel like things are about to get really good. I want to say going into the new year here, it feels like things are about to get really good. Like I feel like you're about to enter into a group of people or a community, maybe possibly getting a little more social. It could be the Three of Pentacles is telling me that I feel like there's something that is going to grow here. It feels like community or friendship. Also, it feels like some of you are going to have something that is going to change within the working environment. So for those of you who are still employed, it does feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles, that's something that you've been working on painstakingly, something that you have been noticed for. It's like people are watching you work. So whether that's on a platform or in the workplace, could definitely be if you're volunteering somewhere, someone is noticing that you're making impactful change in the environment that you're in. So for some of you, this is your family. It could be your family with the Ten of Pentacles that's noticing that you've changed or that you are maybe happier than you used to be, are far more clear about the things that you want. It feels like with the Wheel of Fortune that it is your destiny here for something that you've been building on to take, how can I say? It's like striking a match. Charlie just showed me someone striking a match on the outside of the box. And it's like if you rub that match against the table, it's not going to light. But if you strike it against the box, it is going to light. And this feels like the light to a flame is what it feels like. It's something that I feel that you've been working on. And I feel like you're at this point where you're ready to give up. Or you're ready to say, you know what, that's enough. I've been putting enough work into this. And just as you decided that this flame is not going to catch on the match, all of a sudden it strikes and things start to move in the right direction. It feels like with the Page of Pentacles and the World card, it feels like you've been working on something really hard, trying to make it grow, whether it's money, family, relationships, friendships, community, whatever it is for you. And I feel like this Page of Pentacles in the reverse is telling me, look, if the Ten of Pentacles doesn't show up, I'm going to stop putting effort into this. I don't think that I have any more energy than I can put into this. And I'm just going to close the door, let it be what it is, and I'm going to move into the future here. But I feel like, whenever something ends, something begins. And so I feel like it's almost at the very last second, very last minute here, Aries, that something that you've been working hard on, people have been noticing that it is making change and things are moving forward. I feel like they do see you as somebody who has all the answers, or somebody who's very enlightened, or somebody who never stops until they get what they want. And that's you, right? The Ace of Swords is telling me that even though you feel as though you're not making any sort of impactful change, that you keep moving anyway. But I feel like I'm talking to an Aries who's feeling like, you know what, I've put enough work into this already. I don't even think I want to do this anymore. Tell me more, please. What's changing? We've got the Queen of Swords. It feels like you're ready to sort of stand up for yourself here. and be really honest with yourself. It feels like you've been, I don't know if it's actually that you have been at the Three of Pentacles, like feel like you're spinning your wheels. I'm looking at the wheel, and the Three of Pentacles, feel like you're spinning your wheels. It feels like somebody here might be standing up. Maybe you're ready to quit the job. Maybe you're ready to leave the relationship. Maybe you're like, I've been putting so much energy that I'm going to stop putting energy in. And if you don't put energy in, then this thing, I'm just going to let it go by the wayside. I'm just going to let it go. So it feels like with the Queen of Swords here, somebody's starting to be really honest with all of the efforts that they're making. I think you're about to get some truth from other people who see you as somebody who is making some sort of dramatic change. And I feel like the change that you're making is a change that you're making, but it's not like a change for you. It's something that you're doing and other people are watching. And so they see the impactful change that they're making. But Aries, I don't think you see it. Like, I feel like you're doing really well, but you can't see how well you're doing. In fact, you feel like you're on the outside looking in. You're putting in all the effort, all the time, all the money, and you feel like you're not going anywhere. We've got the 3 and the 2 of Pentacles here. You feel like, you know, all the balls are in the air and I just keep juggling and I don't know if this is ever going to come to an end. We've got the 5 of Pentacles. So we called out the 3 and the 2, which is 5 Pentacles. And then we have the 5 Pentacles that shows up. And when it does that, like when I count the Pentacles and, you know, it comes to 5 and then the 5 of Pentacles shows up, the universe is saying, yeah, you're absolutely correct. That you're on the right track here. That's exactly what I meant for you to see. One more card. And then we have the 6 of Swords. Yeah, so it does feel like to me, you know, some of you are, I feel like some of you are feeling like you're the only one that's putting in the effort into something, whether that's a relationship or maybe you're the person who's the volunteering person and you're the person who like keeps the whole office together. Maybe you're volunteering in some sort of way for something, but it feels like for some of you with all these pentacles here that it could be financially, that some of you are contributing financially to something and other people are not able to, they can't, or they won't. The Page of Pentacles in the reverse for me is quite deliberate. It's like, I'm not putting any more energy in here. So it feels like you're the one that's got all the balls in the air. You're the one that's doing all the juggling, and it's time for you to be honest with yourself. All this work that I'm putting in, all of these pentacles, is it making any sort of impactful change or not? Because I feel like the end of the line is right here, the World card. Feels to me like this is the end of the year for you, and that you are going to be making some major changes in your pentacle world, right? We've got lots of pentacles here. You've decided to make some major changes. Some of you are just going to remove yourselves from the situation where you're the one that's doing all the work. The 6 of Swords is telling me that you feel like it's way too chaotic, that you're the only one that's up and moving around and everyone else is, they feel like, I feel like you're the brave one. You're the ram, right? You just keep moving forward and moving forward. And if it gets tough, you put your head down and you keep moving forward. But I feel like there's other people in your life. They could be family members. They could be someone that you're living with or married to or in a relationship with, that somebody would just rather lay down and die. Like somebody would just rather sit down and watch you do all the work in order to save the whole thing. Tell me why the 10 of Pentacles is here. For others of you, it feels like by being honest with yourself, I feel like it is going to pay off for you. It feels like the Queen of Swords is the one that's going to stand up to the employer, to the other person in the relationship, to the friendship, to the person in the family, and say, look, I'm the one that's been putting in all the work here. Is anybody going to help me? Tell me about the 10 of Pentacles. Got the 7 of Swords. We've got the Strength card. And we've got the 9 of Wands. So I feel like you've become weary of being the strong one, Aries, is what it looks like. So on the down low here, I feel like with the 7 of Swords, what you're not saying on the surface, is I'm becoming really weary of holding my tongue. That it's becoming exhausting, that I'm the only one who's supplying the material things. I'm the one who's carrying all the financial things. It feels like if it isn't a workplace thing for you, it might be a family thing. It might be your relationship. It feels like you're exhausted, that you're overworked, and it feels like you're not telling anybody because you feel like you're the person who's supposed to be the breadwinner, or you're the person who's supposed to be supporting everyone else. It feels like you are going to say something here in order for this wheel to move. Feels like you are going to say something here. You could be dealing with somebody who's a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, or a Leo. Possibly a Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, maybe. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. What are you going to say here? Because I feel like you're about to draw some boundaries with some people, a group of people, a situation, your job, your workplace, the place where you volunteer. You're about to draw some sort of line in the sand and put up some sort of boundary and say, you know what, this is enough already. We've got the Seven of Cups. You're feeling overwhelmed. It feels like you are the person that everyone expects to stand up and speak. Like it feels like you're like the leader of a group, or maybe they keep placing all of these emotional burdens on you because they think you'll just be quiet and say nothing, and that you're the one who's supposed to take care of it. We have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. You're trying to stay here. I feel like you're, wherever it is, you're trying to stay in this place. It's like it's become overwhelming. I feel like you're, rather than leave the situation without word, I feel like you are going to stand up and draw some sort of boundary with the Queen of Swords here and find some type of balance. The Ten of Swords is in the reverse. And for me, when I see the tens in the reverse, it's something we're trying to avoid. We're trying to sidestep it. I'm trying to be strong. Outwardly, I'm showing everybody that I'm confident, but really inwardly, I'm sort of overwhelmed emotionally, that there's so many things that I have to take care of, that I have to make sure, I've got all the balls in the air, that nothing drops to the ground. It feels like you've been the one who's been putting in all of the work, is what it feels like here. Tell me more. So I feel like the Ten of Swords in the reverse is telling me that you, in your mind, you're thinking, maybe I should just go. Maybe I should just quit the job. Maybe I should just tell the relationship person that I'm over it. I'm over putting in all the work that I'm putting in while everyone sits around and does nothing. And it might not even be just money related. It might be that you're the person that's expected to go out, gain the money, come home, pay the mortgage, make sure the car is good, make sure the kids are fed, make sure the house is clean. Like it feels like you're the person who's doing everything. And look at it, whether you're masculine or feminine. I feel like that's the sort of situation that you're in right now. We've got the Moon card, which is on top of the Wheel of Fortune. So I want to say that right at this point as I'm reading, that you feel like there's no way out of this. Like I can't see a way out of this at this point. But what you don't see, that the Moon is here, things aren't as they seem. And what you don't see is that things are about to move forward. So the Wheel of Fortune is about to bring fortunate things into your life here. The Ace of Swords tells me that you've got to say something about all the juggling that you're doing. That, when it comes to the Five of Pentacles, like you don't feel like you can keep up here. Something's coming to the surface. I feel like you're about to be honest with people. The High Priestess is in the reverse and the Ace of Swords is here. So it feels like whatever has been under the surface with the Seven of Swords and the High Priestess is about to come to the surface here. I feel like you're about to be really honest with somebody, a group of people, your job, whatever it is. You're about to be super honest here that something needs to change. You need to change the trajectory of your life. And I feel like the Six of Swords is telling me you're ready to go, because it feels as though it's too chaotic here. I want to say that it's way too chaotic here, and it feels like you're already making preparations, whether it's in the mind or in the pentacle world. You're already making preparations to go here. The Two of Wands is here. We've got the Empress energy. Yeah, you're growing out of a vibration is what it is, friend. That's what it is. When you are in a vibration, and I mean, let's just pick a topic and let's just talk about marrying your high school sweetheart. You're in a very different vibration when you marry your high school sweetheart straight out of school than you are when you're in your 30s. Not very many high school sweetheart relationships end up standing the test of time. It doesn't mean that some of them don't. And if yours does, bravo to you. But sometimes what happens is those couples, they don't grow together. One decides to stay the same and one decides to grow and and grows out of the vibration. And that's what this feels like here. So whether this is the workplace that you've outgrown, or the relationship you've outgrown, or the friendship you've outgrown, it feels like something is about to come to the surface. You're about to let everybody know, look, I'm the one that's doing all the work. You're not doing anything. You're barely putting in any effort here. I'm standing strong. I've become really confident because although I'm at the workplace or I'm in the relationship, I've built it all myself. No one else is helping me build it. And now I'm at the place here where I'm like, should I stay or should I just go? Because it's becoming really overwhelming. And not only is it overwhelming emotionally for you, but I feel like this Queen of Swords energy is what's making you really overly emotional, because you know that if you say something, that it may just turn this into the Ten of Swords in the upright, and you just may have to leave. But I feel like there is somebody here who's supposed to be a smaller part of something bigger, but you're the one who's decided that you're just going to keep moving. And I don't think that you've taken it over. I think that it's just the way you are, Aries. You're a very hard worker. And I feel like everyone else has felt like they can step back because you've stepped up. And I feel like you're becoming exhausted. The Empress here, whether feminine or masculine, Libra and Taurus energy, tells me that you've grown. You've grown out of some type of vibration, whether it's a relationship or the workplace, but you've grown out of some type of vibration because you've become the Empress. It's like somebody's been in some sort of relationship or the job, the workplace, where they no longer need the people around them because they have become the Empress, and the Empress is the one who's well-rounded, very balanced. I don't really need for anything. I know what I'm doing. I can do it all on my own. And I feel like becoming the Empress is what has brought this calling for you. I feel like you have a calling for being the Empress, whether you're feminine or masculine. And I feel like this, the Judgment card is telling me that this is the place where you break away, or where the trajectory of your life changes. Now, whether people choose to follow you or not is really up to them. But I feel like you're in this energy now of, you know what? All of these people, by them sitting by the wayside and not helping me with any of it, they actually made me the Empress. And now that I'm the Empress, I feel like I've outgrown the vibration with them. Not everyone's going to be able to come to your next frequency, right, with you. So I feel like there are preparations that are being made in the dark here. It feels like the High Priestess is in the reverse because somebody is about to reveal the Seven Pentacles, and say, while you guys are sitting around waiting for a handout, I'm the person who's doing all the work. I've got all the balls in the air. It's me that keeps the wheel moving, right? Tell me why the High Priestess is here. High Priestess is in the reverse. I feel like the High Priestess is in the reverse because something that was in the dark is now coming to the surface, and I feel like it's going to be delivered by the Queen of Swords, feminine or masculine. You don't have to have air sign in your chart, but listen, you could. Talking about the energy of the Queen of Swords, who is somebody who's going to stand up for themselves, somebody who's going to draw boundaries and be very honest, not aggressive, but assertive, and just say, you know what, this is the way it is. I've grown out of this vibration. You've put it all on me. I've mastered it all. Well, you've mastered nothing. And now it's time for me to move on. Tell me why the High Priestess is in the reverse. What's going to be revealed here? Yeah, somebody has it feels like somebody has, it's like you've done all the work. You've become the King of Pentacles, right? You've become the King of Pentacles. You've mastered the financial thing. You're the one who brings the stability, who is very grounded. You've turned into the person who has the Midas touch. Everything you touch turns to gold. And it's a bittersweet moment for you. It's a really bittersweet moment for you because the King of Pentacles is the one who is stable, who can do anything. You know, the universe keeps giving back to the King of Pentacles because the King of Pentacles is the one who is the overgiver to the universe. And now you're being blessed. Your life is being really blessed. But I feel like, you know, now that you've grown out of this vibration, whether you are the Emperor or the Empress, I feel like it's time for you to find someone on your vibration. And whether if that's the workplace, it's like it's time for me to start my own business. Or if that's a relationship, you've grown out of the relationship and now it's time for you to meet your counterpart. It's like all these people sitting around, they're the ones that grew you into the Emperor or the Empress, whether you're feminine or masculine. The Five of Cups and the King of Pentacles gives me bittersweet energy. It's like, you know, the party's over. I know that there's something else out there for me. But it feels like somebody is feeling badly because they can no longer be stifled. Like Aries, I feel like you can no longer be stifled here. It's time for you to move forward, and not everyone, you're not taking everyone to the vibration, because the next vibration is a really high vibration. Whether you're the Emperor or the Empress, that's a really high vibration. That's a place where you've mastered something. You've mastered a lot. You've got a lot of wisdom. You're stable, you're secure, you're balanced, you're well-rounded, right? You don't really need anybody's help. And so I feel like putting it all on you is what's actually grew you to move out of this vibration. Tell me about the Six of Swords, please. We've got the Knight of Cups. We've got the Eight of Pentacles, and we've got the Six of Cups. And so that's what it is. It does feel like here that there's a lot of nostalgia with people that you work with, and you're going to have to leave the workplace anyway. It feels like you've been slow to make this decision because it's an overwhelmingly emotional decision. And because you've now become the subject matter expert, you're now the Emperor or the Empress. You're the person who has all the information. I don't really need anybody to pay me to do what I'm doing. I know how to do what I'm doing. And so maybe I'm just going to have to leave and start my own business. But I feel like it's, I feel like there are kind souls where you are. And I feel like whether that's a relationship or the employment place, but I feel like it's time for you to go, even though you've created a lot of nostalgia with these people that, you've done a lot of your self-mastery while these people were around you, but no one really seemed to help you. They're like, oh yeah, I know Aries. I've known Aries for years. Like they may have known you for years or worked with you for years, but now with your self-mastery being the subject matter expert here, you've actually outgrown the vibration. And for some of you, the vibration, as you outgrow the vibration, it is a romantic vibration. You no longer have the same feelings for somebody that you did back there. What's the outcome, please? Queen of Pentacles, Five of Wands, and yeah, you're fighting your balance here. It's what you're doing. It's like you're trying to hold back. You don't want to go. You don't want to leave these people or this job or this place of volunteering, whatever it is, this friendship. You don't want to leave it in the past, but they're holding you to their lower vibration at this time, or their frequency, and you're no longer on their frequency. So I feel like you're the Queen of Pentacles, and it feels like with the Five of Wands, it feels like there's, you're holding yourself back, feeling in lack, but you're holding yourself back from balance and from what's coming next. So I feel like what's coming next for you is your happiness. You're headed straight toward happiness. You're racing toward it, in fact, but it's really bringing you these feelings of inadequacy. Like I feel like I'm abandoning people, or I feel like they're going to feel like I fought them and now I'm just leaving them. And I feel like that's the thing that's weighing heavy on you here, is that whatever the situation is, that you're going to have to deliver the information to them, and it's going to cause a tower for everyone else. But I feel like it's something that you've got to do in order to race toward your Ten of Cups here. It does feel like that. The Knight of Pentacles tells me that it feels like once the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse shows up, it's like I no longer have to prepare. I actually have to execute my plan. And I feel like that's what's coming in the week ahead. I feel like somebody here is going to execute a plan to aggressively race toward their Ten of Cups, but it's going to make everyone else around them feel quite unhappy, because it is what it is, right? The Judgment card is here with the World, and you've had a revelation, a realization that it's time for you to take off, hit the ground running in 2025. It's time for you to be the happiest that you can be. Aries, I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. Happy New Year's, friends. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Always. Love you guys. Bye.